Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a Friday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Of course, if you need North Beach, go to Brock Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. We appreciate you for being there with us as always. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Just as a heads up, I am I have an 8 o'clock on the SEC network. So I've got 23 minutes till I'm on that interview. So we'll jam here for about 20 minutes and I got to bounce. I got a hard stop because I need to jump on that interview. Let's see. There's Hugh. Okay, cool. All right. How about it, y'all? LSU beats South Carolina in dramatic fashion. We did an immediate reaction show last night. It ended up being like an hour and a half. So thanks to all who hung out last night. Love all the interaction. I'm very grateful for it. And what a win for LSU now. 3 wins in 3 days. And that was as dramatic as you might come around. Considering the way it all transpired. I mean, LSU got on the board first, obviously, with when Milo had the RBI single, and then Hurd looked good through 2 innings, man, had 5 strikeouts through 2 innings, then it came apart. I think it was similar against Ole Miss. He looked good for about 2 innings, and that may just be where he is right now as far as stamina and command. He can probably give you about 6 outs. So at least you learned that, or you feel like you learned that. I know a lot of people are looking toward the end of the game. And the fact that in the 8th, Carolina made 2 really costly errors. Man, the throwing error from the third baseman, and then Pearson's grounder that got through the first baseman. He Bucknered it, and yeah, that's absolutely true. You feel that Pearson grounder and Carolina's out of the inning with their 4-run lead intact, and instead it was a 2-run lead for Carolina, and LSU was able to get the rally going in the 9th. So, I guess it was a 1-run lead because LSU got 2 in the 9th to win the game. So, excuse me. So, in any event, but the flip side of it is, it's a good question from Lonnie, as I just noticed that he said, Matt, after choking away the Florida and Bama series, was this away baseball is paying LSU back? Kind of. I mean, the way I said it with those 2 games is typically over the course of a 56-game season, you play that many games, those breaks tend to even out. And LSU just gave away 2 wins, game 2 against Florida and game 1 against Alabama. I mean, those were games that you had won and you unraveled in those games and gave them away. I mean, the Bama game, you were 2 outs, nobody on, and your best pitcher on the mound, and you end up losing that game because you went walk, hit by pitch, error, and you lose the game. So like they did it without the benefit of a hit. So anyway, I look back at the big innings that South Carolina had in that game. The 4th inning. Their 3rd inning. LSU came back in the 4th, but their 3rd inning, you had 3 walks and a hit by pitch in that inning, which obviously, and then Petrie, his double was a little, inside out swing that barely touched the right field grass on a good pitch by Hurd. But then, when you walk Jackson, then the bases were loaded for Messina. And he hit a grand slam on the first pitch that Ackenhausen threw him. So, but 3 of their 4 runs in that inning got on base by walk, hit by pitch. That's your doing. In the 6th, same thing. LaCroix singled, Cassis singled, but then they tried to bunt, if you remember, and they bunted into the double play. Milazzo made the great play going to second, then to first. They bunted into a double play. Idiots. Never bunt. More on that in a second. And then, but you got 2 outs, and what does Little do? He gets 0-2 to Jackson, gets hit by pitch. And so then you have to face Messina again, and Messina doubles, or I guess he singled, but it was a 2 RBI single. So, yeah, their big innings were helped a lot by your shortcomings, and then similarly, your big inning late, or your rally late, was aided by their errors. So neither team was great defensively, or I should say neither team played a flawless baseball game, and it was to the I still got this out from last night, and it was to the advantage, obviously, of LSU late. So Tigers win. LSU will play the winner of Kentucky, South Carolina. Kentucky, South Carolina play today at 3:00 in an elimination game, and LSU gets the winner of that game on Saturday. Once you get to the weekend, you're back to single elimination. So if LSU wins Saturday, they play in the championship Sunday. If they lose Saturday, they go home. But bottom line is, you've gone and gotten 3 wins there. Let's check the updated RPI. Let's see. Updated RPI after yesterday. Remember, half of your RPI is your opponent's win-loss record. So when teams you play lose, that hurts as well. But LSU's updated RPI. LSU's at 24. So they're you're now at 16 wins over SEC teams. With the 3 you've gotten there in Hoover, you've done plenty to lock up your spot. It's just now a matter of Google keeps saying, how high can you climb? Have you jumped onto the 2 line yet? So we'll find out in short order. Monday's going to be fun. We're going to see where the Tigers are playing. We know they'll be playing next week. All right. Say some good mornings here. Trivia, what's good, man? Colton Mack, good morning. Wendell, what's up? That's me. Yeah, I got Parrish pinned in the chat. So would love it if you'd allow us the opportunity to give you a free, no obligation review inspection. Matt, good morning. Ryan DeLon, good to see the offense score a ton of runs with White and Jones having off nights. Ryan, that was my single biggest takeaway. We talked about it on Nightcap last night. My single biggest takeaway from the game was, and really with this team, is for much of the season, when you were 3-12 at the halfway point, the only 3 games you won, Luke Coleman was pitching. You didn't win with anybody else on the mound. And offensively, this team, it felt like for so much of the beginning of the season, was sitting back just waiting for Tommy White or Bear Jones to do something. Look at what happened last night, especially look at the middle of this order. Stephen Milam, freshman, 4 for 5, 2 RBI. Jake Brown, freshman, 3 for 5, 2 RBI. That was the 2-run homer in the 4th. Ashton Larson went 0 for 5. But he had some really good at-bats, including in the 9th, where he hit a ball that I thought when it left the bat, it was gone. It's just the pitcher was throwing 72 miles an hour. It's hard to turn that around and get it out. But, that's 3 true freshmen you had in the lineup last night. And on a night where Tommy White went 0 for 6 and Jared Jones went 1 for 4. Now, the 1 for 4 was a solo homer. But, the point is, the reason you should be optimistic about LSU right now is the fact that they're not just sitting back waiting on Jared Jones and Tommy White to save them. You have other guys you can count on now, which is really, really cool to see with this team right now. Okay. Vaughn, good morning. Hey, John, good morning. Slab's not first. James McKinney. Dad, good morning. Where are we? Casey Smith, good morning from Salt Lake. Kelly Gross, Merrick, Jason, good morning. Tigers got that dog in them. James Avery, Spurge, Bubba, good morning, y'all. Thanks for being here. Please smash that like button on YouTube. Subscribe up to the channel. Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page. Share the post. Cliff, good morning, Uncle Scone. Fighting Jay Johnson's do it again. Great time at Don Juan's last night. Headphones? Got him, bro. I got him, Cliff. Yeah, no need to call me in the middle of the show to tell me my audio's down. Look, I've got it back up. There we go. Bill, good morning. Great recap last night. Thank you, Bill. Brett, good morning. Tigers look there now, finding ways to win instead of don't know how to win. That's a great point. Larry Garner, Jesse Brown, should we be concerned Kamara is not at OTAs with new offensive staff? I'm not. I get it. Of course, you'd prefer he be there, but you're going to have a month worth of training camp and preseason games to get ready, and you will have a mandatory mini camp later. OTAs are optional, so would you like him to be there? Of course. Is it the end of the world that he's not? No. Vaughn, hope the Lady Tiger bets get as hot as the men's Tigers have been lately. Just Vaughn, just for the record, there are no Lady Tigers, men's Tigers. It's just the Tiger softball team, Tiger baseball team. Just point of clarification. Damon, good morning. And look, it is worth mentioning as well. And I'm going to say this because I'm saying this so I'm on the record. So we come back, LSU plays a marble game against in the regional. You're facing someone's ace, and your offense isn't like jamming the way it has. You got to understand also the last 3 days, you have not faced an ace. You haven't really faced a weekend guy the last 3 days. You faced 3 bullpen days from these 3 teams. So you've scored a lot of runs, but you've done it against their bullpen. And meanwhile, yesterday was your kind of bullpen day, and you gave up 10 runs. So it's worth mentioning, like, just file that away. It's going to look different for LSU whenever you go to regionals and you're facing back-to-back days, however it goes. And hopefully it's, marble game in game 2, winner's bracket. You're facing the other team's ace in consecutive days. So it's gonna be different. Ryan DeLon. Nice to be on the winning side of an 8th and 9th inning comeback. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you snatched victory from the jaws of defeat, which you hadn't done yet this year, except for Southeastern. You lost 2 SEC games that way. Tommy, good morning. Can you talk about the process of bringing in Kling to run for Milam? Yeah, Kling's the fastest guy on the team. And if he scored, you were going to make a defensive replacement with Napolt anyway. So, ball in the gap, Kling could score from first. So, I don't know that. I hope that answers your question, Tommy. I don't know if there's anything more detailed I need to say. Kling's the fastest guy on the team, so you put him in to run. Pass ball, he could take a base. Gives you more options on the base pass, maybe a straight steal if you need it. Ball in the gap, he could score from first. If he gets to second, he'd score on anything to the outfield. You put speed on the base paths and you inserted Napolt as a defensive replacement. Cajun Bradley Cooper, morning, Scone. Hope you and the family are doing well. Thank you, sir. Timothy, there's the one, Lonnie, that we talked about. Mark, good morning. Gorilla, what's up? First throw and the play at home. Third to first throw and the play at home were beautiful. It's interesting, too. Someone brought it up last night, said, what'd you think about Milazzo behind the plate last night? And I said it last night on the show, and I'll say it here. I think even if you asked Alex, he would tell you it wasn't his best game. There were pitches ruled as wild pitches that he would tell you he should have had when he had a glove on him. A couple times balls popped out of the mitt. I think cost you a strike call here or there. Don't get me wrong. He's your best defensive catcher. It's not even close, but everybody has an off night from time to time, and last night was not a great defensive night. He did obviously make the double play on the bunt. He made the tag at home. And man, offensively, out of the 9-hole was 2 for 4, and missed a homer in the 9th by a quarter of an inch off the bat. He got just about all of it. So, man, Cajun Country Matt, help my office settle an argument. Most overrated Saint, we have it down to 3: Reggie Bush, Archie Manning, Bobby Hebert. I think all of them are properly rated. Bobby Hebert, until Drew Brees, Bobby Hebert was the best quarterback you had since Archie Manning. Archie Manning is most definitely not overrated in any way. He was like your MVP candidate on an 8-8 football team because he was the only thing those teams had. Reggie had a really good career. The problem is when he was drafted number 2 overall, we expected him to be Barry Sanders, and he wasn't. But Reggie Bush had a really good, especially when you consider the career lifespan of running backs. Reggie had a really good career, both as a running back and as a pass catcher. So I don't think any of them are overrated. I would say the one that you probably expected the most out of that maybe didn't perform to that level was Reggie Bush, but it was almost an unfair expectation when he was drafted. Brett, good morning. Adding to the monetized convo, it seems like you genuinely love doing this and interacting with us, which makes for great content. You're a fan like us, and that's why we keep coming back. Thank you, Brett. Yeah, so for those that missed it last night, someone said, and I got to go in about 3 minutes here because I got to jump on that SEC Network interview. Someone said, why don't you do super chats? And I was like, I'll never monetize my audience. I don't want you to pay for this content ever. I don't want you to do super chats. I don't want you. For those that don't know, a super chat is essentially a tip. Like you can pay to have your comment featured in the chat, and then the money would come to the content creator, in that instance, me. So I don't believe in paywalls. I don't want to monetize my audience. My view has always been, not just here for me, but with all of our stuff at 104.5 ESPN as well. And there have been conversations about adding paywalls to the app, to our video, our on-demand video, all that sorts of our podcasts. And I'm like, I've always strongly pushed against it. And like, as long as I am in the position I'm in, we'll never do it. Because I always believe, do great content, give it away for free. People will watch it if it's good, and then you can get sponsors to monetize. Like, that's the revenue model. And we've done very well with that model. So, and that's why I always tell the consumer, hey, don't be mad at commercials. Be grateful and support those people, because those are the people that support the show, which is why you get to listen for free or watch for free. So it's a symbiotic relationship. And my thing to you always is, I'm never going to endorse someone just because they want to give me money. I have walked a lot of business over the years. I'll only endorse. Like, I had at a meeting on this Monday of this week, there was someone who wanted to advertise with me, and I was very hesitant. And I did not know anything about the business. I didn't know the owner. I hadn't heard of their business. I was like, so we went and had lunch. Me and the owner of the business went and had lunch and sat down for about an hour and a half and talked. And I had a great feeling about it, and I'm going to go to their business next week. Actually, literally just texted me while we're sitting here, like Wednesday or Thursday of next week, and go see their office, look at their work and everything like that, to see if I get a better feel for it. But anyway, Merrick said, where we watch 8 o'clock interview, SEC Network, and it'll be on, and then on Sirius XM. So it's SEC this morning, so it'll be with Doring and Caroline Fenton. I guess it's on SEC Network. I don't know why else they'd have me do Zoom. Let's see, Matt. Musa went ape last night. No cursing on Morning Scone. Talking about who LSU's playing next. Well, I mean, you're either playing Kentucky or South Carolina, which is very winnable. Okay. Couple more here. Juan, great time of year. Listen to Morning Scone on my way to the office. Also, I'll see you at Mandalay Bay on Labor Day. All right, Juan. Looking forward to it, man. We'll be there. By the way, the LSU team hotel has changed. They were originally set to stay at Mandalay Bay in Delano. They've moved now to Resort World. So I found that out this week. So I know a lot of people like to go to stay at the team hotel or whatever the case may be. The LSU team has moved from Mandalay Bay Delano to Resort World. So I found that out this week. Okay, y'all, I'm sorry to jump, but I got to go because I got to get set up for this interview on Sirius XM and SEC Network. So y'all have an awesome day. Yes, and never bunt. Jake Brown said on the SEC Network broadcast after the game, I missed 2 bunts, so the only way to come back from that is to hit it over the wall. You know the solution as well? Never bunt. Okay, thanks for watching, y'all. As always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. We appreciate Brock so much. If you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. If you need a roof, give us a shout. Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Make sure you book a session with my friend Crystal Poche. Whatever pain you're dealing with and living through, she'll take you through it. Restoredmotions.com. Okay, y'all have an awesome day. We'll see you. Peace.